Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to look at the second half of my Easter manicure, my right hand. For this side, I wanted to maintain the dustiness, but also add more textured looking polishes. So I included polishes with large particle shimmer and flakes and maybe even glitter. We are going to start with my thumb again. On this thumb, I decided on Sugar Cubes by Femme Fatale. This polish has a dusty rose base color. I think more of the color comes from the shimmer, which moves pink through orange. Also included are very tiny hollow glitter and some matte white glitter. Those are also pretty small, but not tiny. I did use glitter smoother on this nail, but it was also the only nail that required it. I left this polish in 2 coats because I wanted to maintain that slightly sheer look from the other hand. 3 would probably have made the polish look too opaque for my liking on this particular day. I was trying to match my other hand in terms of opacity. I think on me, this polish comes out looking very neutral because I have very pink skin. The boiled shrimp fingers strike again. I think on anyone else, the shimmer would pop a little bit more. This polish doesn't look much like the other polishes on this hand, but instead of having a similar finish, I was trying to tie the pink elements in those to this one with the color. But I very much liked the appearance of texture that the glitter in this one gave me. It doesn't have the naturalness of a real egg, but it does have that fantasy egg, that Easter egg quality to it. Next on my index finger will be Lollipop Posse Lacquer, which is now Garden Path. This one is a distinct aura of dottiness 2.0. I picked this up in a PPU Rewind. It has a periwinkle base and all sorts of components. It has a gold to copper to pink shimmer and some iridescent flakes. The flakes show up mainly as blue to green, but they sometimes flash over to pink or magenta. I did accidentally bump this finger between coats, but luckily my second coat hides that, so I did not need a third. Again, I was trying to preserve some sheerness in the manicure. I am a sucker for a periwinkle and a kitchen sink polish, and this one is just a lot of fun. I unfortunately broke my glasses last week. I went looking for my previous pair to wear until I got new ones, but I couldn't find them. So I'm wearing glasses from 2 prescriptions ago. My world is a little bit blurry right now, and everything has a fun halo effect. Everyone looks basically like Gloria Swanson waiting for her close-up, if they didn't pull focus properly. So if my editing is bad, I'm genuinely sorry, but I can't tell. Hopefully my inability to see detail right now won't matter. And hopefully that's the end of my Calamity Jane streak for the year, because a computer and glasses is quite enough, thank you. On my middle finger, I put Bee's Knees Lacquer, the Golden Path. You have seen this one already on the channel. I'm going to do this polish in 2 coats as well. This one isn't textured in the same way as the other polishes, but the shimmer particles do border on being a mini flake, so I felt like it would fit with the others on this hand. Add in all those hollow flakes, and that solidified this choice for me. This yellow has a touch of orange, pulling it more marigold. I felt my other hand had a lot of yellow and green tones thanks to not only the base colors, but also the shimmer shifts. So there aren't as many yellow tones on this hand in general. On this hand, I was aiming more so for blues, purples, and pinks. There is also a fair amount of hollow to tie things together on this hand. For my ring finger, I went back to Lollipop Posse Lacquer and picked out Walking with a Ghost. This polish has no base color. The look of the polish comes entirely from shimmer and flakes. It has a linear hollow pigment and a pink to blue to green shimmer. And to add that texture I wanted, it has flakes that shift gold to green to blue. Overall, this polish comes across as green, but it will flip over to the other colors at certain angles. Plus, who doesn't like a Tegan and Sara reference? As a Canadian, I have to assume they were involved. I did end up doing 3 coats of this one. I felt the color wasn't quite there in 2, so I did want that 3rd. I am sorry that my Easter manicures are a little bit late, but to be honest, I do still feel like it fits the haphazard nature of my entire channel. A channel entirely dictated by id and whim. I'm going to try to get through the rest of my Black Friday purchases next because the fact that I haven't swatched them all is really becoming ridiculous at this point. I do want to make a best of 2024 video, but I cannot do so without trying all of the polish first. It just seems unfair otherwise. I think I only have 3 more. If I put my mind to it, I could be done in a couple of weeks. I've pulled a few polishes for another video, but I will save that for after I'm done those 3. I did see a comment in an older video about showing how to clean up nails on a non-dominant hand. I can certainly do that. I don't think I'm an expert, but I do have to clean up my nails pretty frequently. Maybe I am a journeyman, because my tendency to get too close to my cuticles means that I am the author of my own cleanup woes. And finally, I grabbed a wildflower lacquer for my pinky. This one is Rainbows Are Visions. That makes 2 song references for this manicure. I had to have this because it was a Muppet polish. I also like how it looks, but the Muppets had a lot to do with it. This has a very blue base. On the stem of the brush, it looks cerulean, but on the nail in the first coat, I find it mellows to more of a medium blue. It will build back up to cerulean as I add more coats. This also has some linear hollow in it, and some pink to green to gold shimmer. Add to that some flakes that move pink to blue to green to gold. This is another polish that has a lot of components. The dustiness of this polish actually comes from the shimmer and flakes. I feel like those components pull the polish more dusty and help it to blend in with the other polishes. I had planned on buying some bee's knees in April because I had held off on the Nosferatu collection because I did want some of the mysteries. I was going to have to cut a couple of polishes out of my list, and then they announced a sale, and then I didn't have to anymore. That was certainly fortuitous. I skipped out on the Mooncat sale because they did not have their thinner available, and that is what I really wanted. There is a glam polish that I've newly put onto my wish list that I'd love to grab. It's sort of an orangey red and full of flakes, but I think I'm going to wait just a bit. And then there's the inevitable ILNP order. In the sun, I do think you get a better feel for how the cerulean on my pinky and the periwinkle on my index finger are indeed different. During application, I wasn't sure if that was obvious because all of the fingers are isolated. I also love all of the pink shifts in these polishes. I feel like pink was more subtle on my other hand, but these polishes are all tied together by those various pinks. The odd one out is the golden middle finger, which is composed of 0% pink. It is more so tied to the green Lollipop Posse lacquer on my ring finger by the green shift and my thumbnail with its orange shift. I thought these looked pretty good together. I think they are just a bit more saturated than the other hand, but not to the point of distraction. This is another case where the sun and shade shot isn't as good as I would like, but the sunshine did not stay for me. I had barely gotten my actual sun footage when it disappeared behind the clouds, and it did not reappear. Here, I think the pinky and index finger do look closer because there isn't a bright light to highlight the differences in base color. The entire manicure looks dustier to me overall in this light. I wanted more visual texture for this hand because I wanted to reference actual bird eggs and the speckled appearance of some of them. I realize these don't look like real eggs, but in my imagination, I was merging a mythical colorful version with the pattern of a real bird egg, so I could have both the wild colors and the speckles. If you didn't previously catch the pink shift on my ring finger, you'll see it here pretty well on the right side of that nail. For the artificial light shot, the camera is blowing out the shimmer when I'm facing the window, but not by a lot. I think you can see how the various blues take over. Both the shimmers and the base colors with blue in them are making everything look more cohesive. I think you can even see a little blue on my ring finger, and I had forgotten that walking with a ghost would do that. You also get a good look at the green shift of a golden path. In this shot, my thumb is probably the odd man out. It is very neutral, where all the other polishes are a billion colors all at once. Where the other polishes merge the concepts of naturalism and fantasy egg, I feel like this one is just straight up an Easter egg. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so that I can search the yard for broken eggshells and glue those to my nails for an authentic egg manicure. Please enjoy a clip of my mourning dove deciding the drinking bowl is actually for their backside. My pigeon is just sitting inside his water bowl. He's just plunked himself down. Oh my God. Well, now I know how the water gets so dirty.